President Trump's assassination attempt and the innocent life that was taken. Here's ABC's narrative, formerly known as ABC News, attempting to blame the victims, seeming to imply that President Trump deserved what he got. Watch.
President Trump and his supporters have contributed to this violent rhetoric as well.
Well, absolutely, George. We were just looking back this morning at some of the things that former President Trump has said. He warned last March of potential death and destruction if he were charged by the Manhattan District Attorney. And you have heard it from supporters as well. And supporters are certainly in some parts angry. And let's remember January 6th.
Congressman, what do you make of Snuffleupagus and Raddatz there blaming the victim? And what would you say to any Republican considering ever appearing on that network in the future, given their editorial position?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the Comparatore family, their life has been shattered. He died a hero protecting his wife and his daughter. And as I listened to the statement, you know, I was with my daughter when I found out. We were flying back. We were on a plane. We landed, and I got the news, and I immediately grabbed my daughter's arm and said, the president has been shot. And you know, and even as I sit here now, it's hard not to get emotional, but that news network is out of control. You know, Biden himself said that Trump needed crosshairs on him, that he needed to be in a bullseye. The left, the progressive Democrats, is against America. They're against Donald Trump. They're against you and they're against me. They want nothing more than to see him fail, but they're screwed. They hitched their wagon to Joe Biden. He's a failure. And the difference between the leader, Trump had just been shot, and he raised his hand, and he made a fist, and he said, "I'll never stop fighting for you." Meanwhile, Joe Biden is lost in the Rose Garden.
There's growing outrage, Congressman, over the Secret Service's massive security failure here. According to CNN, Secret Service did not sweep the building where the shooter was, and now Secret Service is trying to blame local police for not securing the area, even though reports indicate that's the Secret Service's job. There are the agencies that some Republicans like Mitch McConnell and John Cornyn and others left-wing Republicans have voted to fully fund, including Secret Service, knowing the level of incompetence and corruption of these federal agencies. First, doesn't the GOP shoulder some blame for their blank check mentality and failure to insist that government be brought down to a manageable size? And secondly, should the Secret Service chief, Kimberly Cheadle, who reports indicate has prioritized a DIE agenda of diversity, inclusion, and equity, should she resign?
Absolutely, and that's the problem. This idea that you're going to make the Secret Service, it's not about diversity, it's about who can do the job. You know, President Trump's, 6'5", and as I watched the video, some of those Secret Service agents couldn't be bigger than 5'6". How is someone who is 5'6" going to protect someone who is 6'5"? You can't do it. And so in the name of diversity, in the name of DEI, they risked the life of Donald J. Trump. Now, back to the previous point about the funding. There's got to be accountability here. They've got to do their dang job. That rooftop should have been secure. And if anyone's to blame, now look, they may have delegated it to state police or local police, but at the end of the day, the Secret Service, their job is to protect Donald Trump. Their job is to make sure all the pieces of the plan are in place and to double check that plan. Why wasn't there a drone in the air? It could have been that simple as a drone. And when those bystanders started pointing and saying, he's got a gun, they could have sent that drone in. Look, I went to the southern border. I went down there with some special forces guy. I'm just one congressman. And anytime I got out of the vehicle, they popped a drone up in the air so that they could see the surroundings. This is a former president about to be the next president, and they don't have a drone in the air. This is ridiculous. Many people most likely need to be fired, and the one in charge, she's got to go. Enough is enough. You can't blame anybody else for your failings. Look, that rooftop was wide open. How does some kid, some 20-year-old kid with that I'm aware of, any actual military training, get onto a roof with a rifle with the Secret Service, not but 130, 140 yards away?
Right, and how does we have reports that a policeman scaled the ladder to get to that roof, peeked his head over, and the gunman swung the gun around and aimed the officer, and the officer retreated. Why didn't he jump on the radio and say, gun, 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 and get the president under protection? Maybe that could have stopped things before it got way out of hand. Congressman Andy Ogles, thank you, sir. Appreciate the time here on the Chris Salcedo Show, live from the RNC. Joining me now to expand on this massive security failure, former Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill. It's good to see you, sir. Thank you for the service to the country, as always. Secret